Hi everybody, it's Marie from Pixel Fight Club Continues. Um, I'm a little concerned about our lack of participation, and I put out a post the other week, and feedback that I got seemed to think the voting wasn't working. There are too few people participating in the voting, and that we would learn more from critiques and evaluations than we would from just popularity. They also felt that we should be focusing on certain techniques every week. So, not only having a starting image, but having something to work on and perhaps improve. So, with this in mind, I'm going to record my opinions on these images. Remember, it's one person's opinion, and that's all you're getting. If any of you would like to do critiques, please let me know. I'd be delighted to share this with you. So, anyways, we have Jim's entry for the week of 10/9, I believe, using the starting image of what is the front of a fountain in the courtyard where I volunteer called Two Ships Passing. And this is the front of the ship. Um, this part up here is the front of the ship, and this is the back of the other ship, looking at it kind of from the back. Anyways, that said, I keep my monitor dark so it matches my printer. I find this image to be too dark to see the details. So I'm going to add a camera raw filter to it. And the first thing I'm going to do is bump up the clarity because that increases the contrast. And let's see what I can do by opening up the shadows. Not much. So let's work on the exposure here. Now this may be a tad bit overexposed from what you're seeing just because your monitor is calibrated differently than me, but I need to see what's going on. Okay, we have a wanted guy. We can see that by this poster in the bar and grill. And apparently this, I can't call him a stormtrooper because he doesn't have a helmet on. Apparently the soldier, might be the word to use for him, has tasered the robot. Whimsically made. And you can see all the electricity going around. This helps the subject stand out. We know clearly what the subject is. The technical aspects, the masking, I'm assuming you're all masking rather than cutting out. The masking seems to be done very well. I don't see any edges. The shadows for everything seem to be fairly appropriate for what's going on because it is a dim lit place. The direction of the lighting all seems to be coming from the same direction, which would be the left. The only one, the only thing that doesn't seem to be lit from the left is this green Wookie in the background. He needs to have some light on this side, and we'll go over that in another video how to add light to one side of something. Okay, now I'm going to talk about composition. That's not the technique, it's the photographic composition, the flow of your eye within the image, so to speak. I find this to be a little chaotic. Our eyes are drawn to the lightest thing in the picture first. Well, I see the bartender, I see the trooper here, I see the stormtroopers back here, I see these guys, and I see the bar stool before I come to the subject, which subliminally confuses me. I think this would be a better composition if it were simpler. And Jim always gives us lots of fun, and I always have to grin, sometimes even chuckle out loud with every single one of them. But let's look a little bit at what to simplify this and keep the main theme, I'm going to add a layer here and pull out my healing tool, and let's see if we can simplify it. There's two light spots out of the way. And why this goes over the bar and picks up the Wookiee, I don't know, but it does. Okay, and one way to simplify. Now what I'm going to do is put down here, lasso this, then I'm going to hold the option key down here, move it, move to, and then I'll go out the option key down here. Let's pick up this okay. And then we're going to over, and I need to look at a row and do it both ways. Then we'll go back down to the phone number and do a little simplifying. Now, compositions were back about a step, so he didn't touch the subject anywhere, and you could still have him shooting the guy. You just have to make the beam a little bit longer, and that would eliminate the need for the Wookiee to notice things. So wonderful humor, Jim. I really love what you're doing. I hope you keep doing it. But this is just my thoughts on this particular image. Okay, now we're going to Helen. And again, it's a little dark. So the first thing I'm going to do, so I can see what I'm doing, is the same thing we did with Jim's. I'm going to increase the clarity, which gives us a little more pop of contrast. I'm going to see what happens. Nothing happens if I move the shadows. So I'm going to up the exposures. Now it'd probably be too much, but I want to see what's going on. So we'll say, okay. As I zoom in here, I thought this was very clever, the way Helen picked up bits and pieces to make these little flying saucers. And it's done really well. You've got the shadowing, you've got the light coming from one direction. So you've got light on one side, you've got shadowy on the side. And it's consistent through the whole construction. Ah, I see. I'm going to have to do something here. I've overcropped. So let me go back. Move the crop off. I should crop it. All right. Back down. Oh. Yeah. No. All right. We're going to go through and really quickly be on the right layer. And And we're going to run that camera raw filter again with clarity and exposure just so we can see what's going on. Okay. Technically, I don't see any problems whatsoever. I have already discussed the lighting from the earth, which is reflecting the sunlight back onto these flying saucers. The lighting is good. I don't see any problems at all, even looking close, with halos around the edges of any of the masked items. And we do, I think, because it's the lightest and because it's the biggest, the Earth probably is our subject here, and it is on the third line. It's the lightest area. And then we have two spaceships. And in photography and composition, odd numbers are always better than even numbers. So we have three things on here, and most of them, this would be on, if we went to the crop tool, it's not going to change that, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to change back. Anyways, this bottom one, it runs along the bottom third. This, the Earth is at an intersection between the top third and the left third, and this other spaceship is on the top third line. Together, if we move around, they make a triangle. A triangle is a very strong composition. Triangles are strong to begin with. That's why they use triangles to build bridges. I keep losing my train of thought. I shouldn't have my curtains open. My curtains are open and I can see what my neighbors are doing, so please forgive me. The only place I can fault this, it's technically correct, it's well composited. Photographically speaking, it's a good composition, is I don't see the story. I wonder a little bit, what the, is there danger to the Earth? Are these satellites that have, like GPS satellites or something? I'm not quite seeing the story to it. And a really good photograph, and you might as well treat these as photographs because the same laws apply. But it's very, very well done, other than being dark, and that may be just my monitor. Okay, let's look at Sherry's. Sherry's, again, it's dusk. It's supposed to be dark. So I'm going to grip onto my desk and not change it to make it lighter, because we do have plenty of areas that are perfectly well lit. It seems to be technically well done. I don't see any edges that shouldn't be there. I would like to see a little more detail in the shadow. That's me. And it may show more on your screen than mine. We've got the front of the fountain here used as a hat for this little boy. He is the subject, and he's clearly on the right third line. He's filling a good portion of the composition. I don't see where the light is coming from. There's no moon in the sky. There's no light on the boat. It looks like it might be coming from the boat. If we follow the lines from the boat, it could be coming from over here, in which case this part of the sky should be a little lighter. And the lightest part of the sky is behind his head. So to me, the light is confusing. I might also think about cropping this a little bit. And I gotta say, I haven't tried this. I don't know what it'll look like, but let's go ahead and fill this with white with any luck and put it above Sherry's composition. and see if we like it as a vertical. Maybe not so much. Maybe we need more. I'm just playing here. Sherry, I really don't know what would be good. I haven't played with it enough. We do need some of this. Maybe like this. But anyways, the thing that would probably help us the most is a light source. And I don't know what you could use for that light source. Well, actually, I kind of sample that and then move it a little towards the yellow area. Because the light seems to be yellow, that's why I'm saying that. Okay, so I'm just going to get a brush and make it really big and throw up a light source. And actually the light, by golly, the light seems to be coming from that boat. And I'm going to see if I can make it. Maybe not. I may be wasting all our time with this. But anyways, I personally find that the light source, well, it's beautiful, and your pictures are always magic. I just find the light source confusing. So let's look at mine. Helen and I were thinking alike on this one. I've gone over and gone over and gone over this one. And I did do another one, but I didn't like it quite as well. I'm a little distracted by these flares along. This is these lines behind are from an eclipse, and these are the sun flares that go beyond the shadow of the moon. Maybe I should have made that smaller and not shown these sun flares. I tried making them different colors and it didn't work. I've done a lot of things with it, except I didn't think to make it smaller. You know, hindsight is always better. The lighting is relatively flat. I'm going to say it comes from this side for two reasons. There's a little glow right here. This wing makes shadow. There's light on the side of this. Although if I look closely, the wings, this one is lighter than that one. I should have flip-flopped that. I was going to have the light come from the other direction. The other thing I couldn't get right, and I tried, was the glass bubble over the space alien. I just couldn't get it right. In and out, I made him less opaque, so he looked like he was behind something, and that didn't help. I tried a little flare here, and that didn't help. So it's not the best work I've ever had, but it was interesting playing. Okay. Thank you for listening. I will try and see if I can remember how to do that eye, that 3D eyeball, and maybe I can post that and see what we got. Thanks for listening. Again, anybody wants to help with critiques, they don't have to be video. They can be an audio file. They can be written. Just let me know and I'll be glad to share with you. Have a great day. Thanks so much.